Hi, welcome to our 1972 season review. This will be a review of Week 5 of the 1972 baseball season. On Monday, May 15th at the Astrodome, Henry Aaron hit home run number 600. Came off pitcher Kent Forsch. Aaron's first home run was at Sportsman Park on April 24th, 1954, off of Brooks Lawrence. Lawrence is now with the Reds in their sales and customer service department. He had a second home run in that same game. That came off Cot Deal. Deal is now a coach for the Toledo Mud Hens. When asked about Aaron's home run, his 600th home run, Stan Musial said, "I was in right field for the first one." He said, "I hope he keeps hitting them." I've had very few games with Babe Ruth as a player. In fact, in the dead ball version of my APC project, I've gotten as far as the end of April 1915. So, in order to see about maybe chasing Babe Ruth's home run record, I kind of gun decked or cobbled together a Babe Ruth career. And in that career, Babe Ruth has 653 home runs. So right now, let me look. Henry Aaron has 601 home runs. Let me see what Willie Mays has. The media of the day, I'm talking about May of 1972, is already talking about they're already talking about Aaron chasing Ruth's record. In real life at this time, Aaron had about, I want to say, about 635 home runs. But in my game, he's already closer to Ruth than he was in real life. Willie Mays has 615 career home runs, which is about what he had at this point in real life. And he's already been written off as not having a chance to catch Ruth. Because Mays is seen as being in what I guess is a decline phase of his career, while Aaron isn't. If Aaron had just come off a year where, let's see, in real life in 1971, he had hit 47 home runs. And that was after declining from 38 from 1970, and then he had hit 44 in 1969 in the expansion year. I'm looking, he's only had 3 full seasons where he had kind of subpar totals. He had 8 in 1954, 19 in 56, and 11 in 1964. But this year, so far, he's hitting 302. He has 9 home runs, 27 runs batted in. He struck out 10 times. He has 3 doubles and no triples. So he's still hitting the ball well. He has a knee right now that gives him some trouble, and he's developed an arthritic problem in his neck and shoulder, which I developed an arthritic problem in my neck and shoulder, but I was older than Aaron when I did, I think, and I could tell you from personal experience that that is nothing to mess around with. All right, enough of my whining. We move to the American League West. Kansas City Royals are in first place with a record of 21-9. They have a 10-game winning streak going on right now. They were in Cleveland for a 2-game series, May 9th and 10th. They lost the first game, 4-3 in the 10th inning. And since then, they've won 10 in a row. They've won 1 in Cleveland. They swept then they went home. They swept Detroit. They swept Texas, and they swept Oakland. Oakland got knocked from first place in the West. Down to fourth place right now. And in fact, Oakland is 1 game below 500 now. Record of 13-14. Kansas City is getting some really good pitching right now from guys like Dick Drago's having a good month of May. Paul Splittorff is having a decent month of May. Bruce Del Canton, his numbers aren't that sharp, but he's 3-0 in May. Roger Nelson's 2-0 in May. And on the offensive side of the thing, let's see. They have John Mayberry, who came over from Houston, I believe. Yeah, from Houston. He is hitting .366 with 6 home runs, 28 runs batted in. Lou Piniella's hitting .368. He has 3 home runs and 21 runs batted in. Ed Kirkpatrick hitting .338 with 6 home runs, 22 runs batted in. Rich Scheinblum getting a chance to be a starter this year for the first time since 1969 with the Indians. And he's taking advantage of it, hitting .429. He has 2 home runs, 21 runs batted in. All through spring training, said Bob Lemon, the manager of the Royals, said that watch out for the Royals. We are for real this year, and so far they have been. They've been playing really well. In second place in the West, the Minnesota Twins have moved in there. Twins have won 6 out of their last 7. Sweeping a series at Comiskey Park and then going 3 for 4 against Texas, in Texas. They've got Rookie of the Year from 1970, Burt Blyleven's 2-1 in May. Dick Woodson's 2-1 in May. Jim Perry's 3-0 in May. He's a 4-game winning streak. Jim Cont, the Cy Young Award winner in 1966, World Series MVP in 1965, is a 4-game winning streak. Relief pitcher Dave LaRoche in 13 games has 1 win, 1 save. He's given up 4 runs. He has an ERA of 1.89. Opposing hitters are hitting .172 against him. 19 innings, he's given up 6 walks and he struck out 14. They have Wayne Granger, who came over from Cincinnati. Said that he likes pitching in the American League better because there's less artificial turf. He has a record of 1-1. ERA of 3.86. His opposing hitters are hitting .163 against him. He's doing all right his first year in the American League. Rod Carew of the Twins has a 16-game hitting streak. He's hitting .341 right now. Danny Thompson, their shortstop's hitting .282, while Steve Braun at third base is hitting .330. Bobby Darwin, their center fielder, has 8 home runs. Harmon Killebrew, an all-time great, has 5 home runs. They are, let's see, they're hitting the ball pretty well in May. Who's hitting .411 in May? Braun's hitting .343 in May. George Mitterwald hitting .294. Minnesota has a record of 18-10. They're 2 games behind Kansas City. Following them is California with a record of 19-11. They're 2 games back. California was in first place early in the year, and then they hit a 4-game losing streak and then ended up losing 6 out of 7. Since then, they are they've won 10 out of their last 13. In fact, they swept Oakland, and they won 2 out of 3 in Comiskey Park. They have Nolan Ryan, who's adjusting very well to the American League. He has a record of 4-1 right now. He's averaging over 10 strikeouts a start. 7 games. He has 68 strikeouts. He's leading the major leagues. He's won his last 3 in a row. He's 3-0 in the month of May. It looks like he finally might have a management team that knows what to do with him. He never had that with the Mets. They have Clyde Wright. He's 1-1 in May. Andy Messersmith's 1-1. Messersmith is 4-1 for the season so far. And he leads the majors in ERA with a 1.13 ERA. Rudy May has a 3-game winning streak. Let's see what they're doing on offense. They got a couple of big bats right now. Ken Berry hitting 367. Jim Spencer's hitting 308. Vada Pinson come over from Cleveland hitting 347. Bob Oliver, who just came over from the Royals, hitting 344. Bob Oliver got traded from the Royals after he lost his position to John Mayberry. Yeah, Ken Berry's hitting 377 in May. Vada Pinson's hitting 355 in May. Sid O'Brien, part-time duties, hitting 343 in May. Winston Yanis, another part-timer, hitting 389 in May. Yeah, the Angels had that rough stretch, and they seem like they played their way out of it. They're back up to third place. They're 2 games back. Now, Oakland in fourth place looked like they were cruising pretty well. And now suddenly they have a 7-game losing streak. They went to Anaheim, lost 4 in a row to the Angels. Then they went to Kansas City, lost 3 in a row there. And out of those 7 games, they lost all but one of those by 1 run. They just went from being pretty hot, from having a record of 11-5, and now they're 13-14. They're below 500. They're in fourth place. But, I mean, it's not even Memorial Day yet, so it's still way too early to be talking about them fading or Kansas City. Kansas City has the second best record in the American League right now. They have a 700 winning percentage. Only Baltimore has a better winning percentage. And frankly, I can't see any of these teams maintaining that high a percentage for the whole season. In the National League, the Mets have the best record in baseball. They're 25-7 with a 781 winning percentage. So speaking of the Mets, we'll talk about them for a few minutes. The Mets have won 19 of their last 21 games. They are red hot. They went 7-1 for the past week. Looking at their record right now, going back to May 1st, they went to Candlestick. They were in Candlestick Park. They swept the Giants. Came back to Shea. They swept the Padres. They took 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers. They swept the Giants at Shea. They swept Montreal in 4 at Shea. And then they went to Philadelphia, where they lost the first game 5-4, and then they won the next 3. So they have a 3-game winning streak. Like, I thought Rusty Staub, who came over from Montreal in a big trade, hitting 313, 3 home runs, 12 runs batted, and he got hurt and went on the disabled list on May 1st. I was wondering, how is that going to affect the team? You know, losing him, he's so hot right now. And since May 1st, they were 8-5 on May 1st when Staub went down. They've gone 17-2 since then. They got Tom Seaver, who's been 3-0. In May. John Matlack 2-0 in May. He's a 4-game winning streak. Jerry Kuzman, he's not been pitching well in May. And I think I saw a story in the Sporting News that I haven't gotten to yet, that he has been cleared in some kind of gambling thing with a racetrack or something. I'll should have more about that on my next update. And right now, you can't talk about the Mets without talking about Willie Mays. Willie Mays has played in 8 games with the Mets since coming over. He's hitting .469. He has 3 home runs, 10 runs batted in already in 8 games. Right now he's 41 going on 21, it looks like, in his games so far. On Saturday's game against Philadelphia, he went 4 for 5. Hit a home run and a double. He's had 2 games now where he's just missed a cycle. That game in Philadelphia, he missed it by a triple. In his first game with the Mets, when he's with San Francisco, or when he's played San Francisco, he went 3 for 4 with a single, double, and triple. I mean, the rest of the Mets, they're hitting good, but nothing really earth shaking. Dave Marshall, I'll say, he he's hitting 371. He had been a teammate of May's on the Giants for several years. It seemed like they're doing it more with pitching than with offense. They have a 3-game winning streak right now, and they have, let's see, upcoming. They will be at Chicago and at St. Louis. See where Kansas City will be. Kansas City will be traveling to California and Minnesota, so that they'll be playing a couple of their rivals in the standings. And Oakland with their losing streak. They have California and Chicago coming to visit in Oakland. And the last player I want to talk about is Roberto Clemente. Clemente went 14 for 25 for the week. On Saturday, he was 5 for 5. On Sunday, in a doubleheader, he was 6 for 9. This is against Montreal. Clemente needs 27 hits to reach 3,000. So, barring any injury, I expect him to get to 3,000 probably around June 10th. He's just he is really hitting the ball well right now. He's hitting 305 for the season. And he's hitting 351 in May. He's had 5 2-hit games, 3 3-hit games, and 1 5-hit game. He was the World Series MVP last season. And let's see. My computer's acting a little fluky right now. Of course. Yeah, he needs 27 hits to reach 3,000. So he has 2,973 hits right now. My computer just froze. Don't really like this computer that I have. All right, that's all for right now. We will be back this week with more games from 1972. Thank you for watching.